Hi guys, David Williams here again, and I'm just going to give you a quick update on Cubiquity. So I'm starting here in the Assets Cubiquity Examples Solar System folder, and this is our new example. If I just hit play, we can see what happens. So we have here the Sun, which is just a regular mesh, and we also have orbiting it the Earth and the Moon. Now both of these are real voxel objects, as I'll demonstrate in a moment. But there's a couple of things to take note of first. Obviously, as you can see, we now have transformations in effect. The Earth is rotating about its own axis and also orbiting the Sun, and the Moon is rotating around its own axis and also orbiting around the Earth. If you look on the left-hand side here, you can see we have this hierarchy in place. Earth orbit point, Earth placeholder, Moon orbit point, Moon placeholder, etc. So this is the first feature which we have added since the last version, this ability for volumes to participate in transform hierarchies. And I think this is something which is fairly unique to Cubiquity. Let's take a closer look at the planets. I'm actually going to pause them here. If I select the Earth script and set the orbit speed to 0, and the rotation speed to 0 as well. As you can see, we are not using regular triplanar texturing. Instead, we've taken an image from NASA, some satellite imagery of the Earth, converted it into a cube map, and then wrapped it around our voxel object. Our voxel object is just a sphere, going from very dense in the middle to less dense on the outside, and at some point it crosses the isosurface, and that gives us our planet. And the Moon is similar. What I can also demonstrate is that it's really made of voxels. If we go to the examples folder and take the click to carve terrain volume script and drop that onto the Earth placeholder, then when I click, it cuts away that part of the volume. And you can see the inside is made up of layers. So while the surface of the Earth is applied from a cube map, from the satellite photography, the interior part of the Earth is not. Actually, this is just conventional triplanar texturing using a rock texture and then using some kind of lava texture. And if we cut away a bit more, even further in, there's a core layer as well. So here we go, a real voxel object. I can start it orbiting again. -5, I think that was, and I think this one was set to 1. Yep, and it's off. And while it's moving, we can still click to edit. Now this was something of a technical challenge to make the raycasting work across the transformation hierarchy, but it's perfect now. And actually I can do the same for the Moon. I choose the Moon, add the click to carve terrain volume script, and well, I can just cut away at it. And so this is a 2-level transformation which the raycast is traversing. So that's interesting. I think that's a transformation hierarchy. It's a new texturing mechanism, and it's raycasting and editing working across that hierarchy. I'll now elaborate a bit more on this transformation stuff by creating a new scene. Actually, I'll just open this empty example scene and create a new terrain volume. Okay, we've seen this before. As before, I can sculpt it. I can draw some hills, maybe something a bit bigger, something like this. Yeah, I can make a river kind of thing like we've done before, sort of cut across here. I can paint it, whatever. Doesn't really matter what I'm doing here. The point is, we can also apply these transformations. So I can grab it and move it around as you'd expect. Whoops, missed it. We can rotate it. And we can scale it. And even with these strange transformations applied, we can still paint, sculpt, and we can even go really crazy with the rotation and twist it right around, and it still works as expected. Some smoothing there, some more sculpting. So we're quite pleased with this, because I think that once these voxel objects really behave like true Unity objects, I think it's a sign that the system is designed in a sensible way. As you can see with the terrain volume selected, we have on the right hand side now the main terrain volume script, but what is new is that we have terrain volume renderer and collider components. Actually, if we want to change the material on this rendered terrain, we can now do that from the material property of the terrain volume renderer. We can just double click on it, choose our textures, etc. here. So I think the whole thing works a lot like it does, or rather a lot like you would expect from regular Unity objects. And we're pretty pleased with that. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you.